All right, Anthony on Air podcast back for another episode. Frankie C is here with us, and the Ghislaine Maxwell trial has been delayed. Score a win in Ghislaine's column
Son
here.
of a bitch.
Give you all the details in a moment. Big story today, though. Bill and Melinda Gates announcing that they're getting divorced. We'll have a lot on that. There's some Snow White Disney woke Fox controversy. We'll get into that. Governor Cuomo announcing that New York will reopen prior to when Mayor de Blasio announced that New York City would be open. Ben Affleck is making some dating news. White Castle in Orlando is insane. And the coffee orders on TikTok, it's a trend. This Edward coffee order I'm going to show you, Frank, is through the roof insane. So we'll get into all of that.
Cool.
But we start with Ghislaine Maxwell and score a win for her. So
How did she do this?
Just moments ago, Judge Allison Nathan ruled that her trial which was supposed to start July 12th, is going to be postponed until the fall. The reason being is because of that. Remember that last charge that superseded all the other ones that was added?
Right.
She finally ruled that that's too big and that her team needs more time to prepare their defense for that charge in particular. So she wrote in a ruling, quote, "The court grants Maxwell a request for a short continuance until the fall of 2021 to allow the defense to prepare for the additional charges." Prosecutors and Maxwell's lawyers have until May 10th, so they got 7 days exactly. They got a week to figure out what the earliest possible, and that's the judge's language, earliest possible date that they can begin this trial.
Man. So it's up to the defendant's lawyers. It's up to Maxwell's lawyers to pick a date for the trial.
Well, they have to figure it out together, as is with any case. Both lawyers, both sides have to agree upon a time, and you know, so here's where an army of lawyers comes in handy, because if one of these lawyers has another case on their calendar, they just show the judge, like, here, like, I can't start this date. I have a case and it's supposed to go from here to here. And then they get to push it back even farther. So the judge is, so here's what happened. The judge granted a continuance until the fall. It doesn't mean it'll start in the fall. It just means that is the latest she's willing to push it. Now both sides have to get together and figure out when the calendars work and when they
It's probably not going to be till January, I imagine.
We'll see. I don't know.
That's my prediction. Based on, I don't know how many lawyers there are total, but based on it being delayed and what you said about, you know, these lawyers have other commitments or whatever, they have to sync up their schedules.
Yeah.
I predict January.
So again, she said she's urging counsel the earliest possible date in fall, but what that will be, we don't know. But they got 7 days to figure it out.
All right. We'll see. Oh, so that's it. 7 days, and then they nail down the thing. All right.
7 days, and we get another new date to look forward to. Now, I mean,
unless another charge gets thrown at her,
another charge, you know, this other
more
stuff.
Evidence.
Yeah. Oh, and who knows? I know that the judge, the other part of this was, remember we talked about, the judge said that if there is any sort of, they were looking into the black eye, and if there was any foul play, and the prison guards confiscating the papers and everything like that. So the judge said that if the prison has the video, that they have to preserve it. But she at the same time denied Maxwell's attorneys the right to have it. So they asked for it. She said, no, you can't have it right now. But if it does exist, you have to preserve it, because if it comes into play later on in the trial, you can't be like, oh, well, we taped over it or whatever it was. You have to have it. So basically, she's kind of saying, we don't have to look at it right now, but you need to hold on to it just in case.
That's weird. I feel like this would be two separate things. Like her case, she would have some kind of
It is.
argument against the jail, and her trial is. I feel like those are two separate things, two separate issues. Why would one have to do with the other?
Because
I could see maybe a little bit, but
they're using everything they possibly can to throw at the judge. So Maxwell's lawyers threatened the lawyers of the prison while simultaneously putting in a motion to this judge to have it be one of the reasons why she can get bail, get the thing dismissed, or whatever it was. So the judge basically said, you can't have it now. It doesn't matter. You know, she didn't say it like that, but she said that she said to the prison, you do have to preserve those tapes.
Well, that's something. I don't know. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, it will, if it comes into play or not, we'll see. But the main thing is the main charges, all that stuff. That's what we want to see play out.
Snail's pace, my friend. This is
just
all
killing me.
Moving at a snail's pace. This thing is just going to continue to drag on.
I feel like OJ didn't drag on like this. I mean, it was a while, but they were pretty quick about it, I thought.
Yeah.
Right? It took less than a year to...
No, we already did this last episode.
Yeah,
it was over. It was like over a year.
No. They started in under a year. It was like...
I thought it was like around a year.
I don't know. I'm not going back to that. Go back if you want to. I don't want to.
I forgot already.
Whatever. I'll look after.
Yeah.
All right. Well, delayed. No July freaking trial.
But it's working.
We'll find out.
Right? Like her lawyer, you know, her lawyers, they're working. She's paying out all the God knows how much money to these, Lord knows how many, but we don't even know. I mean, we know like 3, 4, 5 of them by name, but who knows how many.
I wonder how much of her own money she gets to keep.
What do you mean?
How much of it is tied up in shady arrangements and all this stuff? Like, how much of it is like confiscated by the government, and how much she gets to actually hold on to?
Oh, right now, none. Well, so the story goes, she gave it all. It's her husband's got it. Right. That he's got. He was the one that was putting up all this money, but supposedly that's hers from God knows what. Her father, from him, from Epstein. I mean, who the hell really even knows where all that money came from, or how much she has, and how much is hidden away somewhere weird, offshore account. I don't know. God knows.
Who the hell knows? Just many different countries. Who the hell knows?
Yeah,
that's true.
I mean, she was crying poverty at one point. Remember, she was saying she was broke, and Epstein was. We were trying to figure out her finances and what they were paying. That Epstein was paying her like $100,000 a year or something like that, or I don't know. And then you go in here, like the husband's got $29 million that supposedly she gave to him. Who knows? I don't know. Who the hell knows?
I'm sure they know. Someone knows. FBI, lawyers.
Oh yeah.
They got to know where it's coming from.
Well, they'll track all that stuff down. I mean, the thing is who knows how much, with Epstein, he was gone. So for them to set up the victims fund was kind of a no-brainer. You know what I'm saying? Like, all this money had been left behind. His brother did the right thing and was like, yeah, just victims fund and settle all these things and be done with it, which was nice, of him to do. With her, it's a different story. I don't know if she'll have to fork up cash or whatever the case may be. I don't think so. I don't think... you don't get money awarded to you in a criminal case. It's the civil case that follows is where the money can come into play.
I guess. I mean, to who? Who would give? No one makes money in any. I mean, I guess the victims
could wind up suing.
File the civil suit.
Yeah. So all that stuff, I'm sure to come. But
right.
We're always tracking the latest. So. If you're new to the channel on Facebook or YouTube or wherever you're new to us to, make sure you're subscribing. YouTube's my favorite.
I love watching us on YouTube.
Yeah.
If I'm going to watch us.
A little too much. Now, I heard a rumor that you watch the show on YouTube like this, that you put up your hands so you can't see me or Janine, and you just focus on yourself the whole time.
That is a flat-out lie. I have a piece of paper that I cut out the middle, and I paste it over the screen so I don't have to sit like this. What am I crazy? I'm going to sit like this. Break.
Other massive story, maybe the biggest story of the day, Frankie C.
Speaking of gajillion dollars,
Bill and Melinda Gates calling it a quits on their marriage.
7 years?
Yeah, I believe so. 25 plus years for sure.
It's a long time. And, oh no, maybe Bill Gates won't be worth 140 or 27 million or 47 million. Now he'll only be worth like 70 million. Billion.
27 years, $130 billion.
There you go.
The question is, though, is now that everybody's vaccinated in this divorce case, who's going to get control of the human race? That's what I'd like to know. Does she get half right away?
Does she try to get custody? Is it like a custody case?
I want to know. I mean, I'm curious now that we're all under Bill's control. I mean, does
Bill get to visit on Tuesdays and alternate Saturdays?
If I'm Melinda, I'm gonna be like this. Give me China and India. I want the 2 billion the countries with 1 billion plus people. I want those right off the top. That's what I want right off the top. And then
you think they're playing a big game of Risk? Like they have the board out?
Basically. Yeah. Basically.
I could see that.
Yeah. That's basically what.
That would actually be fun. Would you watch that show if you got all the billionaires in a room and you have them play Risk?
That's what's happening, Frank. I don't know if you're up on the latest on the message boards, but
I mean, if that's what's happening, I doubt we're aware of it. You know, I don't think it's that simple.
No, it's really not.
It's too easy of an answer.
There's a lot of things I don't understand. I don't understand the Bill Gates conspiracies, for one. Because
he's a gajillionaire.
A lot of them are proven to be not true. You know, there was a story about a vaccine that they were giving out in India, and that all turned out to be not true, and people are still going to bring it up like it's true. It was not true. It was not true. I looked into a lot of that. Everything I read about it.
Look at it this way: if you became a billionaire, you became a billionaire, and you bought a company, and now you're one of the richest. All of a sudden, you're one of the richest guys in the world. Mm-hmm. There's going to be conspiracy theories about you.
Oh, immediately, yeah.
Immediately, it doesn't matter.
Immediately, yeah.
Just because you're rich, famous, and have a fair amount of power.
Right. But what's equally as surprising to me is why anybody who's been in a marriage for 27 years thinks that anybody would care about them. And like your life is over. It's done.
What do you mean?
27 years in a marriage, like pack it in. Like, I wonder what goes through their head when they're like, I can do better. Like, you know what I mean? Like, how are you not? You've 27 years of raising and them with 3 children, which is probably easier for them because of the money that they have, but still not easy nonetheless. Why? Like, once you're in a marriage for 10 years. That's it. It's done. Unless there's some sort of abuse happening, that's a different stuff. I'm not talking about that.
But I feel like Bill Gates and they could probably spend time in their own house and never see each other. It's probably that big.
Yeah, that's a good point, Frank.
If they really wanted to.
You stay on the north side. Go on the north. Remember that scene in Donnie Brasco when he gets all upset at Johnny Depp's character Pacino, and he goes and they're on the boat. What?
That's every scene.
No, but you don't remember? And he's like, you know what the bow is? You go to the bow. Stay at the bow. It's a classic Pacino scene.
You'll stay at the bow.
Yeah, it's like a 50-foot boat. He's like, you stay at the bow. That's what they could do. You could be like, you just stay on the west wing.
Stay in the east wing. I'll stay in the west. And he's probably got they probably got each other on tracking devices. If they see one of them's coming close, they just get up and go to the other wing. They get into their little golf carts and drive to the other wing.
It's just strange to me. And look, maybe I don't understand divorce enough, but I feel like the purpose of divorce is I can be happier outside. It's better for me mentally, physically, whatever, to not be in this relationship. So I'm going to exit this relationship. To me is the bare bones of divorce.
They can't be going through that?
How do a couple of billionaires, after 27 years of marriage, raising 3 kids, by the way, the kids are 25, 21, and 18.
That's what I bet they had this in the tank for a while, and they figured we'll reevaluate our relationship once whoever reaches 18. Once Once they're all able to move out, then we'll.
Maybe.
Not that they're not able to move out.
I don't know. I just look at
they're detached and they're living on their own.
I look at my wife and I see just she's given up. Like in her eyes, she's just given up. She's like, this is it. This is as good as he's gonna get. Like she's accepted it. And I feel like that's where most marriages should be. Most marriages should be like, this isn't gonna get any better. Why? What are we doing here?
Possibly. So you see no reason for divorces after 10 years?
No. And if you're starting to become unhappy, just shut up and ride this bitch right into the early bird special time of your life, and then eat as much as you can, and then just hold on until you die.
Move down to Florida and
that's it.
Do those old people, get-togethers.
I can't.
And you're fine.
Exactly. Go to some of them swingers bars my parents say that they are avoiding.
No thanks.
I hope that's true. I hope it's true, Frank.
I do not. They should be happy. Whatever makes them happy.
I hope they're happy without it. But the point is this. My point is that I feel like I can't help. Maybe this is an Anthonyism that you disagree with. You and Janine like to team up on me, call me a jerk all the time. Big eyebrows and such. All the names you were calling me last episode.
Yeah, you don't call us names.
I feel like maybe sometimes our expectations are too out of control, especially when it comes to our significant others. Like, I feel like and again, I'm not talking about you're an abusive thing or whatever. I'm 1,000% on ending those. If somebody is not mature enough to not abuse their significant other, get out of that relationship. It doesn't matter if you're 5 years in or 50 years in. Go. Right. Anytime you're ready to go, you should go immediately. I'm talking about the regular average couple, non-abusive, that, I feel like sometimes, I don't know what people are expecting out of their significant others. That's a cause for disappointment, especially like in the case of Bill Gates. Like, you've billions. You've conquered your industry.
He probably thinks he can, I've got billions. I could probably get any girl I want.
Does he?
It's not going to be, might not be love, but
I just don't. Again, you financially, you've that's it. You're captain of industry. Beyond that, you're captain of philanthropy. You know what I'm saying? Like he's given away $50 billion.
Might not even be his choice. Maybe she's not happy.
Maybe she's not happy. It doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter in this equation. What
happiness is insignificant.
I don't know. I'm saying it doesn't matter which one is unhappy. Why? How could they be unhappy? And I'm not saying money buys all the happy, but like you fell in love, you created 3 children. What changed that? Somebody's expectations had to change and get out of whack.
Something came. I'm sure it wasn't an all of a sudden thing. I'm sure it sounds like something that they've been thinking about, and let's revisit this.
Yeah.
Down the road when Hunter or Tucker or whatever the frig the kid's name is goes off to college. Once that happens, we'll figure it out.
I think one of the kids' names is Reboot.
Is it Reboot?
I think so. And the other one is Command Control C.
Those are good names.
Very strange.
Original.
No, Jennifer, Rory, and Phoebe. I mean, you could not have a more normal situation, for Christ's sake. Oh, I apologize. Somebody yelled at me in the comments that I take the Lord's name in vain too much.
Yeah, you can kind of know. You dropped those bombs.
I said I promised I would stop doing it, and also I said stay away from the 420 show because that's not going to be a good one for you.
Oof.
Go ahead. You were going to say.
Tough one. I don't even remember. Let's move on. I honestly don't remember what I was going to say.
No, I'm unhappy with this because, again, and it's not just him. She's done some incredible, the philanthropy angle on her end has been outstanding, right? She's done a lot of things, okay? And again, I know the conspiracy theories are screaming at me right now. Let's put all that aside for a second. Let's pretend they're normal people, okay? By the way, did you know that she worked at Microsoft?
I did not know that.
Little office romance there.
That is weird, wild stuff. It's like, what do they meet at the company party?
At the picnic.
He mingled with the the common folk in the business. That's weird.
She was in the marketing department, and when they met, and she kind of worked her way into the whole shebang there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hey.
They're trying to figure out if they had a prenup. The Times reported in '97 that they do have one. But he started Microsoft in '75, and then they met, I believe, in '90. He started in '75. They got married in '95.
Okay.
So they met a little while before that. They met in '87. They started dating. They met after a trade show in New York, and they were married in '94. Gates worked for Microsoft in their marketing department before she was appointed as general manager of information products. I think that's code for girlfriend. She left the company in '96 so she could focus on starting a family. In 2000, they started the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. They've given away $50 billion to charity across the globe. They've given $1.75 billion to fighting COVID-19.
Here's a question.
Yeah.
They threw $50 billion at stuff.
Yes.
Do you think they solved one of those things?
Listen, they've done some good things.
No. I'm legitimately asking.
I know you are. I'm not. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, they threw a ton of money at it, billions. Yeah. You think if they threw enough at one problem, it would eliminate it?
Yeah, you would think
that problem.
Like world hunger, like how
50 billion. You throw 50 billion at world hunger. What's the number? I would love to know if there's a number that has to be donated in order to solve world hunger.
Well, what I found interesting about him, what I've looked at is he's on that, teach a man to fish trip.
Oh, sure.
So he's not just giving money away. There's a lot of programs where he's just loaning money. And the reason why he's loaning money, not that he needs the money back, but he's trying to start economies across Africa. Like that's a big part of it. Like you can just toss money into, poor countries, right? But he's trying to loan money and start business.
Like a primal well that would
Exactly. So he does a lot of that. I'm sure there's a lot, again, in India, there was a big thing with vaccines and babies were being killed. And most of that seemed to be untrue. There were a couple of instances where things happened, but for the most part, again, he's saving lives. I feel like there are tons of conspiracy theorists and a lot of people will get upset at me, my Q friends, and I'm sorry. But I feel like when the day comes, there's going to be a lot more people that are grateful for what he's done than there are people that that were hurt by it. I just think that that's going to be the case. But
I agree.
But that that be again like I am befuddled by this. Befuddled. Now his language was pretty interesting. He put out the tweet. He announced this, and this is a quote here, and this is just from a few hours ago, two hours ago. After a great deal of thought and a lot of work on our relationship, we have made the decision to end our marriage. Over the last 27 years, we've raised 3 incredible children and built a foundation that works all over the world to enable people to lead healthy, productive lives. We continue to share a belief in that mission and will continue our work together at the foundation. But we no longer believe we can grow together as a couple in this next phase of our lives. We ask for space and privacy for our family as we begin to navigate this new life. Melinda and Bill Gates.
Here's the conspiracy theorists going, privacy? They're in my home all the time. I can't say anything without them recording, whatever.
Frank is part Gates right now, actually. Is that your sticker? Is that your finished vaccine sticker right there?
That's it. I am being tracked. That is,
yeah.
It says vaccinate New York. I got vaccinated.
I can't even talk to you about this. I wish I had Janine here right now to have a full unbiased opinion.
No, Bill Gates, 100%.
You've been programmed.
That's it. It's over. I'm one of them now.
Yeah. For the conspiracy people, I have not been vaccinated yet.
Nothing.
Not nothing.
Even round one?
Not even round one yet. I've had to wait. I'm
Why?
not going to go into the details on why, but I've had to wait.
Right.
But it's going to happen soon, so that's good.
All right, good.
So yeah, so that blows off the conspiracy theories. I am not under Bill and Melinda Gates' control. And I have all Apple products. This is where this broadcast is coming to you on all Apple products. So he has nothing to do with this whatsoever.
I'm talking to you on an iPad.
There you go.
An iPad in front of me.
There you go. But next phase of our lives, I can't help it. To me, that triggers, like, you got to feel shitty if you're the 18-year-old. Because you're kind of like, oh, what the hell? They were just waiting for me to turn 18 before they...
Yep. I wonder what their policy is for the kids. Like, is it you're on your own, make your own money? Or is it, Dad, can I borrow $1 billion? Here you go, son.
Yeah, probably. It's probably the latter.
Probably the second one.
At a certain point, like when you're 6, I mean, you could probably keep that all under control. But once they're old enough to read the internet, there's no like, you can't have this. Like, how do you keep that going if you're a billionaire parent? How?
You tell Jeeves, when I'm not watching them, you watch them, and they can't buy whatever they want. You cut off their credit card. You know, you have to put. I mean, if you have $130 billion, or if you have $100,000, you got to put. You know, you can't just, I guess, enable. You know, whatever I want, I get in your kids. You know, they have to work for stuff, I'm sure. Yeah. I don't know if they have regular jobs, the kids, or if they're just coming out of school or whatever. Or if they're going to have jobs. I mean, I'm sure they probably don't have to work a day in their lives ever again, but are they going to? I
mean, you know, are they going to just continue the philanthropy?
Who knows?
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, Dad, we don't have to work. We'd like to jump 100% into the philanthropy stuff.
Yeah. Well, I mean, wouldn't you? That's what I would. Yeah. If I was inheriting
to work,
yeah. I'd be like, great, line them up. Let's see how fast we can give this shit away. You know, that'll be my life's work. That literally could be their life's work, is giving that money away for the rest of their lives.
Yeah, literally walk through a street with $1 million in a backpack and just start throwing shit. There you go. Here you go.
You could give $1 million away every day, you know, and work for 20, 30 years. I mean,
yeah, it'd be fine. I'm sure just every day they make more and more. You know, it's not like the faucet has been turned off.
Compound interest alone. Exactly. They still got the Microsoft money coming in, all that shit.
I invested in some fruit company. I don't have to worry about money no more. One less thing.
But here's the thing. Like, Bezos getting divorced, I get. Like, I get Why? That. Because Bezos was a fat, balding loser when he started Amazon. Like, that, he had a great idea, and he was intelligent enough to get it off and running. He's a different intelligence from Gates. Gates is a genius. Bezos is a determined, smart, cunning businessman. There's two completely different things. Like, Bezos knew that the internet, let me start by selling books. And everybody thought, oh, look at that book company that you could buy books online now. How interesting. But Bezos knew, I'm going to sell everything on the internet, and I'm going to figure it out with these books, and then I'm going to scale it to every other business and own everything. So that's why Bezos is smart. But again, when you look at Bezos when he started Amazon.com, he was a fat, balding loser. Now he loses some weight. He gets the Dr. Evil look going. He's got the billions going, the layer and everything else. And now he wants to take that out for a spin, and he's going to be a little, you know, a little infidelic. Is that a word? Can I turn infidelity into
I don't know. I wouldn't put money on it, but
we'll try it.
Maybe it could be a word. I don't know.
Irregardless, literally, I'm going with this, Frank. Infidelic. He became infidelic, and
you think he's been cheating?
I understand it, though. I get it. You were the big fat loser. Then you had the hot wife. And then you realize, you know what? Why am I don't need this. I can just go out and score left and right. I'm not saying I agree with it, but I understand it. Bill Gates and Melinda Gates, who the hell wants to fuck either one of them? They're disgusting. Both of them are disgusting.
I don't know what Melinda Gates look like, but Bill Gates, no.
Like, nobody is going to be interested in you. I don't care how nice you are in helping people. Nobody is going to want to fuck either one of you. It's impossible.
I think you'd be surprised just because he is Bill Gates. Doesn't matter. You go, if someone goes, hey, I want you to meet my friend Bill Gates. I'm sure there are women who, you know, will you know, be all Twitter.
Now, Janine's got a thing for older guys. I'd love to know what she thinks about Bill. Because here's the thing, though. Even if you are Bill or Melinda Gates, can you really, truly believe at this point in your life everybody knows who the hell you are and how much money you have, and anybody is really going to fall in love with you for who you are.
See, they should do, this is the next reality show. You put Bill and Melinda in like disguises, and then they fall in love, and then at the end it's, hey, I'm actually Bill Gates.
Like Undercover Boss meets The Bachelor.
Right. I want you to fall in love with me because of me, not because I'm a billionaire.
Yeah.
And then at the end, it's, oh, wait a minute, I'm actually a billionaire. And then, but you're in love with me because it's me.
Right.
I think that'd be a good show. He could do it. No, I'm not saying he should or even has to or whatever, but I'd watch.
People are wondering if Melinda is transitioning. Now,
why is that?
There was one photo where I was like, maybe that's a definite possibility. But then as I was looking at other photos, I'm like, nah, maybe not. She's got some masculine features to her. I think she's a pretty lady. She's got some masculine features to her. I'm going to show you a couple pictures, Frank, and then I'm going to show you.
Doesn't mean she's transitioning.
I'm going to show you one picture, and I don't know what happened in this one picture but you'll see why Twitter is ablaze. So there, I think she looks pretty there, right?
She's not a bad looking woman.
Right? Totally normal. Here's another one where they're out, God knows where, taking over the world. Look at them, just having a couple of bellinis and
very happy.
Playing around with the button to control everybody's thoughts,
Right.
Just nice couple out on a Saturday. Looking just fine. Oh, here's the family, right? Like they look totally normal, don't they? Nice, loving family.
That kid is a clone of his dad.
I know. That kid's going to have a hard time.
Yikes.
A hard time. Because the thing is, could Bill have even gotten Melinda if he wasn't where he was at? You know what I'm saying?
Well, he wasn't. When they met, I mean, he was running things, sure, but he wasn't a billionaire.
No, I think he was. He was 20 years into the company. Even if he wasn't a billionaire, he was set for life.
That's true.
Yeah. And then you have this photograph. And I don't know what happened here. I don't know if it's that angle or...
I think it's just, how old? It's an older woman, Who knows?
A lot of people...
She definitely looks different there.
She does look really different there, right? Maybe it's all the mind control. Keeps her up late at night.
She's probably a cyborg that Bill Gates controls.
But judging by your quietness, I can tell you're like, oh, yeah, that's the difference.
She just looks different. I'm not saying she looks one way or another, but she looks different from the other pictures. I can tell you that. But it doesn't mean she's transitioning. It just means
of course not.
Off picture.
By the way, even if she was, great, good for her. I hope she's happy. We're speculating because we're speculating. But a lot of people on Twitter are saying that Kevin Kline, she looks like Kevin Kline, and tough to argue that. I don't know.
Kevin Kline's a handsome fellow.
He is a handsome fella.
Yeah, that's close.
That's pretty close.
It's definitely
So somebody said that
it's a little bit of a jump. That's a leap.
In the story of their divorce, if Kevin Kline played Melinda Gates, who would play Bill Gates?
I feel like she looks more like Glenn Close. Like a younger Glenn Close.
I could see that. But here's who's being compared to Bill Gates right there.
That's about right.
Kermit the Frog.
I could see that.
See it in the glasses. So, the big glasses.
So it would be Kermit the Frog and Kevin Kline in the made-for-TV movie.
What's the one where Kevin Kline's the gay teacher, but he doesn't? It takes him a while to come to terms with it.
Oh, In and Out.
That's one of the best movies ever.
Kevin Kline, National Treasure.
I will never turn off In and Out if that movie's on.
Movie. Tom Selleck.
Tom Selleck. No, but that scene where he puts on the tape.
Yeah. And he's trying not to act gay. And the tape is... I tricked you.
That's the great. Yeah, the voice on the tape. It's like one of those tapes where it's like, don't, to not be gay, and he's like, don't dance to this. And he's like, stop putting your hand.
Stop moving your fanny. Stop shaking it.
That guy's voice.
How did you do?
That scene is one of the funniest scenes in movie history. I think that is so friggin' funny.
It is a good movie.
So hysterical. Frank, I have to mention this. The Anthony on Air store is wide open, my friend. Shop AnthonyOnAir.com or click the link from AnthonyOnAir.com and you can get yourself a whole wide array of unbelievable merchandise, hot things moving off the shelf these days. The more vaccines that go out, the more our vaccinated shirt gets sold.
I might have to pick one of those up.
Yeah, the vaccinated. We sold a bunch of those towards the end of the month there, which was cool. Legalized comedy shirts are doing very, very well. Janine's Not Now shirt still doing very, very well. We got a lot of great merch products up there. Of course, the Show Me Potato Salad.
Yep.
The Spectrum microphone is still a hot item. You can get it on a sweatshirt or regular shirt. And, of course, our 1994 shirt is really starting to move. At 1994, and that 1994 label font is quite the thing. Our banging old guy correspondent has joined us, which is great. Super excited to chat with her. That would be Jay Sams. Let's get her up.
Get her on the screen. Let's go.
There she is. Janine,
welcome.
Money aside, is Bill Gates attractive?
No.
All right, money in play. Is Bill Gates attractive?
I mean, no. I honestly, he doesn't fall into like something that I like.
Okay, so Bill
even
Gates,
though he's older than 60 and a nerd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got 130 something billion dollars. Now, do you think Bill and Melinda are getting divorced? Do you think Bill Gates has a shot with a ton of attractive women?
Absolutely.
There you go.
So the thing is, they're just not compatible. They're not compatible. She's Apple. He's Microsoft. I've been wanting to use that all day. Thank you very much.
You think that was it? She was off sneaking, playing around with an Apple iPad, and
you think there's one iPad in that house?
Oh my God!
I think there's all iPad. You ever try and use a Microsoft thing there? Tablet?
Anything
Sucks.
there, exactly.
Was it something book? I don't know.
I know. I think it's kind of weird. 27 years. That's a long time, and then divorce.
Yeah. I would be an awful marriage counselor. I would literally be screaming at people. I'd be like, nobody else wants to fuck you. Go home and deal with it. Okay? Figure it out.
I feel like most of the cases you'd be right on the money.
That would be 90 to 95% of the time. I'd be like, nobody's interested in your bullshit. Okay? Be lucky enough you convinced one asshole to fall for you and get over it. Go home.
Now this one? No, I don't think so. Right.
What do you think the issue is?
Besides QAnon.
Think that's an issue in their marriage?
You know what? You never know. She might be like, you know what, Bill? What are you doing?
That would be.
I watched that QAnon documentary. Okay. I mean, you just don't know. Like, who knows?
I feel like if you're them, you know.
First of all, forget her transitioning. If she came out as Q, that would be the all-time mind
That would be
fuck.
amazing. Exactly.
Yeah.
That'd be weird.
In fact, just for kicks, she should come out and be like, it's all true. I want you all to know I'm trying to escape. It's all true. He's all
these conspiracy theory people, if one conspiracy theory is proven right, that's it. You'll never hear the end of the conspiracy. They'll be like, you see, what's to say we're not right about everything?
Well, so far it's the Epstein thing. I mean, it's literally
right. That is true.
That's the one that's holding up right now. That's holding all these other ones up.
But you never know. You never know. He could be into some weird shit
that she's just not into.
Yeah.
You think he's got a weird kink?
Yeah.
Spank me with that iPad.
God, I would love to know what that. Well, it's not called alimony anymore. It's called maintenance. I wonder how much that maintenance is every month. Oh, girl.
She's gonna be. I wonder who's gonna be richer, Bezos' wife or her.
I was just thinking that. I was.
She's got the prenup, right? Or they've got a prenup.
I think so.
I think a prenup is. I mean, it's everything after marriage, you split, right? Like everything after you get married.
Still making a shit ton after. I mean,
yeah.
I
don't know what he had before he got married, but it's everything after is split evenly.
Yeah, but the thing is, what sucks with that, like, say you marry someone and you don't have any money, and then all of a sudden you become a millionaire or billionaire, and then they get half.
Well,
that's without the prenup.
Here's the thing,
yeah, that's what I mean.
At this point, she could probably get half, regardless of what that friggin' prenup says, because if he's got a weird kink or whatever else in the closet that she knows about,
right?
Game over.
And also,
we're going down a weird path. I don't think it's anything like that, but okay.
Maybe, I think so. I don't know how it is in California, but in New York, you don't have to give maintenance anymore. Like, I think it's a choice. It's not like you have, like, it's the person who makes more money has to give the other person that money.
You seem to know a lot about this. Everything all right? Everything going well at home? How's Guy? We haven't seen him lately.
Well,
you have seen him.
No, we have.
Doing that dance, obviously. No wonder why I'm looking into divorce.
That's true.
We caught Janine's husband in a compromising position over the weekend doing a dance. It was not a flattering dance. Here's the thing why I refused to laugh at him for that. He was trying to entertain his daughter, and that was the point of it. He wasn't just doing that by himself. I think it's adorable.
No.
Yes, he was.
I don't think either one of them was around.
Have you ever caught him doing that dance in any other
I've
situation?
caught him, doing very weird dances. Like, just very corny, I mean. Oh. I think he was doing it because your niece, Frank, was watching him dance. I think that's really why he did it. Unless one of the kids was around. I don't know. I don't think so, but
she only pointed that out because he was dancing. He was dancing. She pointed it out and then started filming it.
Yeah. She caught him in the act, and then
I think he was trying to be goofy for his daughter.
He was trying to make your daughter smile. Who doesn't love that? That gets
I think Baby Shark was playing too, so that's it's like all the kids' favorite song or whatever.
Ugh.
Me and all the rest of the ladies in the audience are getting a lady boner thinking about how sweet your husband is.
You see that?
Really?
Yes.
Because I was just like, oh God, no.
That's incredibly sweet. Shut up. All right, let's move on to Snow White. Okay. So I didn't like when conservatives were doing conservative, not socially aware things like, downplaying gay people and making them feel bad. And then it flipped all the way to the other side where I got to a point where I couldn't stand liberal people because of how super over the top woke we had to be. Like, we're blowing way past just everybody being equal on the same plane to this bizarre shaming you if you're not as woke as I am sort of an attitude. Now I'm circling back around again because the conservatives and Fox News in particular are overblowing every little tiny fart that comes out and acting like it's the end of the world. So I really don't know where I stand with anything anymore other than I'm aggravated with everybody.
What's this? What is Snow White? Or do I not even want to know?
Okay. In this happened today in the San Francisco Gate, which is a really weird name for a paper. Don't you think? Like,
is it controlled by Bill Gates?
I don't know, but there's something like...
It's like the Golden Gate Bridge. There's something with gates over there. I don't know.
It just feels very strange to me. I don't like the name of it. There's something sexual about it that I can't quite put my finger on. I don't know.
Oh,
that's what she said.
So Disneyland just opened up again because California is now fully open. I know California was open for a while, but they weren't letting those parks open. Now the park is open. So apparently, in the time that it was closed, they revamped the Snow White ride. Okay.
Oh God.
So now, let me get the names here: Katie Dowd and Julie Tremaine, because apparently it takes two people to write an article now, which I will never understand. Like, I see this a lot. Like if you're working on a huge story like Epstein, okay, I get you got three reporters on the beat, but to cover the Snow White ride, we needed two people on that.
No. Hey, it's a big enough story that we're covering it.
So
it reached us.
And I just hate the way they start the story. So this story starts with this. Let's get this out of the way first. Snow White's Enchanted Wish, the revamped ride that replaced Snow White's Scary Adventures in Disneyland, is really good. The attraction preserves much of the charm of what originally opened in 1955 at the park's debut, but gives it a more cohesive storyline that's true to the 1938 movie. It also adds in the movie's biggest problem, but we'll get to that in a minute. Like, that's how they started the article, which already put me...
We're already going in looking for the problem now.
Yes.
It's not,
Oh, God.
It's like, there's a problem. Wait till you hear it.
Yeah.
It's like, says you.
So here's where they have an issue. And I'm going to read it verbatim to you. It's 2 paragraphs.
Oh,
Bear
God.
with me.
Let's hear this.
The new ride includes a more comprehensive... I'm sorry, Frank.
No, please.
Okay. The new ride includes a more comprehensive storyline, but that's also the problem. The new grand finale of Snow White's Enchanted Wish is the moment when the prince finds Snow White asleep under the evil queen's spell and gives her, quote, true love's kiss, end quote, to release her from the enchantment. A kiss he gives to her without her consent.
Oh, God.
While she's asleep, which cannot possibly be true love if only one person knows it's happening. Haven't we already agreed that consent in early Disney movies is a major issue? That teaching kids that kissing, when it hasn't been established if both parties are willing to engage, is not okay? It's hard to understand why the Disneyland of 2021 would choose to add a scene with such old-fashioned ideas of what a man is allowed to do to a woman, especially given the company's current emphasis on removing problematic scenes from rides like Jungle Cruise and Splash Mountain. Why not reimagine an ending in keeping with the spirit of the movie and Snow White's place in the Disney canon? But that avoids
This is written by 2 people who have zero idea what all of this is about. Like with removing the stuff from the Jungle Ride is about, what removing certain racist images and stuff like that is all about. So they take this and they just run wild with it and go, oh, what about this? And it's like, no, it's not the same thing.
Well, all of it is ridiculous. All of it is ridiculous. Come on. This is like
Not all
like
of
when
it.
that's yes, all of it. Come on. It's like
removing African American people from the Jungle Ride who are seen as like savage people. That's fine. Remove that.
See, I didn't even see
You're
that.
saying that's
I didn't even
fine?
hear about this either.
Yeah,
no, I
that's
didn't
what
even
I'm
hear
saying.
about this either. Is that new?
That.
You know what? That one, yeah, that one I don't even mind. The other one was kind of crazy. The
What?
Splash Mountain. The Splash
What
Mountain
happened with that?
song was
What did
written,
they do?
and it was kind of like a sample of an old, I even forget what it was. I don't know if it was a slavery song or whatever. But it was like the amount of people who actually knew that had to be somewhere around.
I didn't even hear about this.
4. Like
None of these things.
Which
my argument is, who cares? Update it. Why can't we update things?
I don't mind. I don't mind that it's updated. I'm not like, you can't update it. I don't mind that it's updated. But, when people go, oh, we're going to turn a positive, we're going to make a positive out of this negative thing. Mm-hmm. Like, I kind of feel like that's what they did with that. And how many people actually really knew?
Yeah.
Honestly.
This reminds me of Baby, It's Cold Outside.
Baby, It's Cold Outside. Yeah.
Yeah. Like that's just like, come on. Okay.
Yeah,
come
that's
on.
reading too much. That I agree. But some things, why not update it? If it's it's a problem, update it.
So here's what I'll say. Even though I don't agree with them for even bringing it up.
No, this is dumb.
Them pointing out the inconsistency, I get that makes sense to me. Yeah. Because if they're going to just update everything, why didn't they update this?
Because
even though I don't think that they needed
to.
to. I don't even think this needed to be pointed out. I'm just saying, if you're going through and changing all your shit around, I think that's kind of, if I'm going to give these ladies the benefit of the doubt, I think that might have been their point to begin with, which is...
but their point makes no sense because she's not sleeping. She's under a spell, and only true love's kiss will wake her up. So the only way she's being awakened is by being kissed.
Yeah, but Frank, she should die because she can't give consent. Don't you understand?
Well, she should remain.
If that was the case, I'd be in a lot of trouble.
I don't even know what that means.
What?
Like, doing things while another person is asleep and not asking for their consent. Yeah,
Is
I'd
it
be
your
in a
husband?
lot of trouble.
Yeah.
Yes, I'd be in a lot of trouble.
I'm sure he's fine with it.
I feel bad for your husband, to be honest with you.
But if the only way to wake her up was this guy has to kiss her, I mean, I'm sure she's not like.
It wasn't like he was taking his penis out and putting it in her mouth. I mean, come on.
I'm sure she wasn't going to wake up and go, "How dare you?"
No, that's a fun way to wake up.
She was going to wake up and sue him for sexual harassment.
How dare you?
It's like saving someone who was about to commit suicide. I chose to jump off a bridge. Well, I saved you. Well, that wasn't your choice.
Right, exactly.
It's like, no, there are things you do to save lives. And this is a fairy tale where the only way to save her life was to do that. So
not for nothing, but that would be a hilarious modern take on Snow White. If the prince kisses her, she wakes up and now she's suddenly suing him. He's lost everything because he saved her life, but no consent was given, and now he's got to figure out how to put his life back together again.
Right.
That would be something.
Spoiler alert, in the final scene, he picks up Melinda Gates and he gets his fortune back, and it's all good in the end.
But Melinda Gates just divorced Dopey.
Good.
True.
Maybe Sleepy.
True.
Or Doc. I guess Doc. Smart
Sleepy.
one.
Yeah, completely. And Bill is dating Tinkerbell, and we don't know if it's on her own free will or if she's being controlled. So there's another little.
Oh God.
It's what they call a B storyline, Frank. You have an A, a B, and a C. That's how you have that's how you write a movie.
Well, that's disturbing.
Yeah, it all is. But again, so then you go on Fox News. This was the biggest story on Fox News today. I mean,
of course it is.
Biggest story.
It is.
Here's how you can tell the other side is doing a good job. How the other side's news reacts.
Yeah, because they have nothing to report negatively about the current administration, so they'll talk about Snow White for.
Well, I wouldn't say
hours.
nothing, but
it's funny. And CNN never says anything still bad about Trump. Never.
Oh, they have shit. Then they have fuel.
God.
That's what they do.
I'm just saying it's early
Both
on.
are horrible.
It's early on in the Biden administration, and it seems like all his moves right now are actually doing fairly well. I know people are going to lose their shit about this. I don't know if the guy's going to be able to do everything he says he's going to do. But
nobody ever does everything they're
of course, but he has honed in on
he makes it
on working class people, and everything that he is putting together is with working class people in mind, not trickle down. Right. Not the ultimate, the very poorest people. He is focusing on the middle class, and
yeah, that trickle
down.
Bullshit.
I've been screaming for a candidate to do that for the longest time, because the biggest portion of growth in the history of our country occurred when the middle class was at its healthiest. And I just feel like if we got back to that, we might see that massive growth again.
The biggest load of bullshit was that trickle down tax break that the billionaires and millionaires got a couple of years ago. That was how everybody didn't just, and everybody was like, no, don't do this. But because the rich people had the majority in the Senate, it got through. And then all the billionaires and millionaires got a tax break, and everybody else gets screwed. And how everybody kind of forgets that, but that's what happened. And Biden's saying, we can't give the millionaires and billionaires all these tax breaks. We got to start taxing them and give the money down, to the middle class. What's the problem? How is this not a given? This is the easiest thing to do.
Well,
how is everybody not on board with that?
Well, I don't. Well, because people fear that if you tax the rich too much, they will not reinvest and put money back into the economy. And that argument has been taken.
They got to pay their fair share.
Yeah, that argument has been taken to a huge thing. And I don't want anybody to think like I'm endorsing Biden. Like I'm like, this guy is amazing. I'm not behind the guy.
Don't be afraid.
I'm not afraid. I refuse to invest in any politician until they've actually had something done. But my point is
help you.
A lot done.
For a start, he is saying the right things. And I will say this too, as being somebody who knows how communication works. He's communicating his message properly. He's putting the onus on people making over $400,000 a year, which insanely enough you would think is like a lot of people. It really isn't. It's really not a lot of people.
That's the upper class. And
yeah,
that's and he wants to tax.
And that's what I could never understand is how people that are clearly not in that bracket would defend to the death the people.
Exactly.
Now there is something to that. Money needs to continue to move around, so you don't want to put that money into cardiac arrest. You don't want to freeze that money up too much. And they're always going to find ways to get around it and offshore this and offshore that and so on. And of course, it's a very complicated thing that we do not have time to tackle in this particular episode. But if you can sell that message right to people that they are in the 99% and they will benefit from this and it will not hurt them in the end, if he can keep riding that train and convince people, he might have something here, but he's got to get Republicans on his side, and that's damn near impossible. All right, so that's the Snow White thing. But anyway, on Fox, you would think
Snow White to that.
You would think they had wall-to-wall Snow White coverage today. I mean, it was all this story.
It's a joke.
Which just tells you that Biden so far, it's hard to pick on stuff that Biden has done. In fact, again, another instance of that is when did we show the hamburger thing last episode?
I don't think so.
That in Biden's New Deal, he wanted to limit the amount of red meat you had.
Which
we showed
is
that.
a lie.
We showed that. So
which is not true.
So that's that. Again,
I thought you said the Hamburglar. I really thought you said the Hamburglar, and I was like, what?
I would love that.
Like from McDonald's?
Someone has to put a limit on the Hamburglar. He has too much free reign. Speaking
of the Democrats' finest, Andrew Cuomo. I mean,
oh God, Andy.
What happened with him?
So remember how he said I said last episode de Blasio's a genius because everybody hated him, and then he just went on cable news and was like, good news, everybody. July 1st, New York City is reopening. Cuomo comes in right on his little horse today. It goes, guess what, everybody? Fuck that guy. May 19th, and we can reopen this shit up all over again. Which before you start celebrating, tomorrow. Frank, we just know that somebody he might have killed somebody at this point. I mean, I'm not even sure.
I mean, well, it's funny. I have a little insider information.
Oh, this is exciting.
This is very exciting. That and it might not be insider information, but I'm going to just call it anyway.
Yeah.
He started lifting the wedding reception. Whatever rules, whatever. Yeah, go. His own daughter's getting married, so that's why they're saying that he opened stuff up
on May 18th.
No. Not. I don't know if it's July or August, but people were saying like,
yeah,
that's why. Not people. One person I know said that.
That and the fact that he's murdered people and they're in the basement of the governor's mansion right now.
Hey.
Just grab some peas. That's it.
If the scientists are all for opening us up again, I'm in. Let's do it.
Supposedly,
that's what I want to hear from.
Supposedly they are. And then
wonderful.
Governor DeSantis down in Florida took it one step further, and he was like, he abolished his own and the state's emergency rights. So all the things that they put in play to start the pandemic, he got rid of those.
Winding it down. Good.
The vaccine, much to Bill and Melinda's happiness, seems to be working. Right. Those numbers are plummeting. The vaccine seems to really, really be working.
Wonderful thing.
Ben Affleck. Did you see this story?
I know that he was hanging.
Which one?
He was hanging out with someone. Who was it?
J-Lo.
Oh yeah, that's
flame.
right. Mm-hmm. That's right. Is that what you were referring to, Janine? Because you said which one, and I only have one. Okay. Yeah, rumors were that he was hanging with J-Lo, but that's not even the story that I have today. The story that I have today, I like Ben Affleck a lot. I think he's a funny guy. I mean, I think his movies are good.
Yeah, kind of douchey,
a good chunk of them.
Oh wow!
Some of them, you're like, they could have casted a ton of other people for this, but they got him.
I think he's really good in like everything. I've never watched a Ben Affleck movie and been like, Ben Affleck wasn't good in this.
Was it Gigi? What was that? That horrible movie?
Gigli.
Was that it?
Yeah,
Gigli.
Yeah. Yeah, we all have clunkers.
You know what I liked? Guilty pleasure of mine. You know the movies Surviving Christmas? With
Yes,
James Gandolfini?
Frank, I was just thinking that. I was just thinking of that movie.
I don't
what
mind
is that
that
movie
movie.
with the?
It's a
That was a
fun
good
movie.
movie.
It's
See,
a fun movie.
I thought
I
that
like that
movie
one.
that movie stunk, but I thought he was good in it.
He was
Oh,
good.
I
And
like
the
that
movie,
movie.
wasn't a solid, wasn't Best Picture worthy, but it was a fun movie.
It
Yeah.
was good.
Had a lot of people in it. They were all good. And the story was, it was fine. It was a good, fun holiday movie.
Well, so anyway, do you know what this Raya is?
No.
Raya is a dating site. Now, is it only for rich? Is for celebrities?
Started by Rhea Perlman.
It's no. I wish Raya. Anyway, there's like celebrities on there, and you could like match with people, and you could technically like possibly date a celebrity. So this girl, Naveen J, goes on TikTok, and I guess you have to say you match with them, and then if they say they match with you, then it unlocks whatever,
You can
and then
communicate.
you can communicate with them because you can't just communicate with anybody. Right. So this Naveen matches with Ben Affleck, figures, oh, this is fake, and so she unmatched with him, and then Ben Affleck responded on Instagram to her. So here's the video. I'll play the clip for you here.
Uh-oh. Is this going to sound really desperate?
No, not going to sound really desperate. But here she is. You see her there. She thought it was a not match, and then wait.
Naveen, why did you unmatch me? It's me.
So that's what he put. Could you imagine? And
That's hilarious.
Die. I would just die. I would be like, what did I do? What did I do here?
That's funny. So are they gonna hang out? What's the story?
I don't know. This literally like just happened. She unmatched. I guess maybe he wasn't on it for a couple of days. He goes on, sees that she pulled away. He goes and finds her on Instagram and sends her that message. Like, why did you unmatch?
You think they're gonna meet up? Maybe they're gonna meet. Maybe they'll meet up.
I think they're gonna meet up.
Yes, they are.
She's a beautiful girl. I mean, he was married to Jennifer Gardner, right? She looks just like Jennifer Gardner.
No, she doesn't.
She looks, similar. She's a brunette. Like J-Lo's a brunette. She's a pretty girl.
Ben and J-Lo, one of the weirdest couples. One of the not matchedly good couples.
Why were they?
I know. I just made that one up. They to me were not, like, even from the instant that I knew that they were together, I was like, this is not going to last. They come from two different worlds, and I've said this before, and I was just like, there's no way his mom is going to be like, yeah, I like her.
That
like,
is
just
that is the most
different.
anti-Puerto Rican thing I've ever heard you say.
Honestly.
And you have said some pretty despicable racist things in private.
And no, not because I was gonna say more him, that he comes from like a nice white family. Is that what you're trying to say? I was gonna say all white Boston family. So it's totally different.
What?
Just he's just very, I don't know. I don't really like him.
So a white guy from Boston can't date a Puerto Rican.
Who's more racist in this situation, you or Definitely. Ben Affleck's hypothetical mother? I'm not even sure.
Oof.
Definitely her mom. Definitely his mom.
Definitely the mom. Okay, I'll play along.
I just feel like, okay, because this too. I'll say this. She has gone to say that who was that guy that she was married to? Oh,
Mark Anthony.
Very frail. Yes. A very frail looking guy. Like,
kind of was.
I remember her saying, like, we are both coming from the same kind of background, so it works. And just something, the way she said that, I was like, so that means her and Ben didn't work because of that reason.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Wait, Ben was before Mark Anthony?
Yes.
Okay.
And I don't know. It was just because she's very, I don't know, like very showy and very into like the spotlight, and he wasn't.
I can see that, especially if you get into a relationship and they're like, hey, what works? And you're like, oh, we come from the same background. That's an obvious, well, that's what wasn't working in your previous relationship.
Yeah, she like, I felt like she said that because of him.
Yeah, of course.
Like, she made a point to say it, like, oh, because of Ben.
When I went
that's why it didn't work.
When I went to LNG and they were like, what do you like about LNG? I was like, well, they let me do whatever I want. That's what they said I could do. Everybody was like, oh, that's why he's not at EHM anymore.
Exactly.
That was the reason.
Like, oh, that's what the reason is. Just something. I was just like, they're not. Yeah. I don't know.
Well, that and they lost a ton of money, but whatever.
Especially like exactly. If you are a celebrity, like, nowadays, I feel like the both of you have to be on the same page. If you're both like homebodies and don't want to be in like the spotlight, okay, but if one wants to be and one not wants to be, then it just doesn't work.
I don't think they're I mean, I feel like Ben Affleck is not I feel like he's in a spotlight kind of guy. He's in like every friggin' movie.
Well, then the whole thing with J-Lo too, then she was with Puffy and he got in trouble. It was just like after that too, she was like, I don't want to be with him. I don't want to be associated with him either.
Wow, she was I forgot she was with Puffy.
Yep.
P. Diddy.
She was with P.
Or
Diddy,
is it Puffy now?
Mark Anthony, Ben Affleck, A-Rod.
Now she's available.
Wow, that's a lot. That's like a very famous. That's like a
roster and a half.
That's like a $10 billion net worth of ex-boyfriends right there. That's a hell of a roster.
Hey, you never know. Maybe Bill Gates and J-Lo.
No, but I'm with Janine on the. I feel like Ben Affleck is an actor. I don't think he wants to be.
She's an actor too.
No, I'm saying no. See, I think
she's a singer.
I think she's an entertainer. Oh. She's a performer.
Yeah, exactly.
Like she could do a Vegas run.
Yeah, but that
then
doesn't
do a
mean
tour.
She only has to be with another performer.
No. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying like if Ben Affleck did fucking Shakespeare in the Park for the rest of his life, I think he would be happy as shit. Whereas I feel like it needs to like crowd size and things of that nature matters. Like like I said, she could do Vegas. She could, like Ben Affleck couldn't fucking do a week in Vegas, or a Vegas residency.
Well, she did have that, J-Lo. So I mean,
yeah,
in Vegas, I just feel like I don't know.
But I feel like he's an actor. Like he's like, I'm here to act. Like I feel
he's serious about it.
He would take a role for no money just because he wants to play the role in a small indie movie. I feel like that's him.
But there are couples that make that work. You look at
Yeah,
Hugh Jackman is not married to a famous actress. He's married to a woman, I don't even know her name, but she's like a writer or something. And they've been married forever.
I know. You definitely can be, but I'm saying when it's two celebrities, it gets a little because, I mean, they're both recognized and they're both like, I don't know what I'm trying to say here.
You think that they're like always in competition, even though they may not think they are? They're always.
I don't think that's true.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like they just didn't work out.
Well, I feel like that's why this. At first, I thought Raya was bullshit, but now I think it's for celebrities that want people that aren't celebrities.
Exactly.
I feel like now that the cat's out of the bag, everybody's going to be on Raya, and it's going to be
a lot of
scams.
Well, Raya's been around for a while, hasn't it? It's been around for.
I never heard of it till just now.
Yeah, me either.
Janine's poor husband throughout all of this.
So, like, to Frank's point, there's a lot of celebrities that are married to non-famous people, and a lot of them do want to have someone who's not famous and not competing with them. So, I mean, go for it. Why not?
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
If I could date a celebrity, shoot.
Plus, also, especially for the movie stars and the musicians, like that's a difficult. Like, okay, I make movies. I go off and for 6 months I have to go make a movie. If you go off for 6 months and make a movie too, who the hell's watching the kids? Like, who's Right.
I'm sure there's a lot of schedule coordinating, and it's like anything else.
That's difficult, though. That's
you take the kids
you're there
with
for
you.
a
You have
long
help.
time. Yeah, you're there for a long time, but
it is a different life, though. It's not like we're living our lives and we have to go suddenly make a movie for 6 months. They're celebrities. They're used to this. They have people that help. This is how they live their life. It's a different life.
It's true.
I know,
but a lot of them just to get together anyway.
You got to think too.
Like,
I'm sorry, Gene, but when they're like when the kids are like 5 and 6 and 7, and both mom and dad are away, that's not good for them. Like, and I feel like,
but I'm sure
a lot of the times the woman winds up staying back and giving up her career for.
Yep, I hear that.
Yeah.
So, not necessarily in the celebrity world. You know, the kids go with one of the parents to wherever they're shooting or whatever they're doing. You know. Yeah,
but at some point they're in school. They can't just go and leave, and you know.
A lot of them are homeschooled. You know, it's a different lifestyle where it's not like us all of a sudden get called to a shoot for 6 months. They're used to this. They do this all the time.
Frank, whoa, you better.
Are you being called to a shoot for 6 months?
Thank you, Frank.
Are you? All right. See you in 6 months.
I'll have you know, I know Janine for sure was on a commercial shoot just a few short months ago.
That's true.
And how many months did it take up of your time?
Like 1/10 of a month.
2.5 hours.
Right. Okay.
I was like trying to do the math.
1/31st of a month.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know if people in Florida have ever had a White Castle before, but the White Castle that opened up in Orlando today drew a crowd like you would not believe, and it was
how many?
It was captured. This guy went and drove down. You know, this again.
They opened one location in Florida.
No, I think they have White Castles before, but this is like similar to McDonald's. Just did this. McDonald's opened up a super like duper green friendly McDonald's right outside of Disney World, and it's like this whole big to do. So White Castle got their super duper, we're near Disney White Castle open. And I'm sorry for the people that are listening, but just picture miles and miles of cars. This guy is driving for 20 seconds and just take a look at the line and that's sped up. Look at the line of cars waiting to get into the White Castle. It's still going.
Oh my God.
That's insane.
Bumper to bumper.
Like, who really wants to have the shits that much?
Florida's plumbing is in for a rude awakening.
Yeah, this is going to be a real infrastructure test for them.
Oh my, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's White Castle. Like, I get if the new cupcake place is opening and they got amazing cupcakes, but this is White Castle.
In the frozen food aisle, just go there.
It's the same shit.
It's not after like drinking. So like, who really wants it when you're not drinking?
Well, that's what's hard for us New Yorkers. Like, we've all seen this at 4 a.m. This is pretty standard.
Right.
But
right, exactly.
That's true.
9 a.m. on a weekday.
You gotta be drunk or stoned or whatever.
I have not had that in such a long time.
Yeah.
Oh, it was definitely
it's 20-something-year-olds who are drunk. That's who goes to White. That's why there's White Castles on the same block as like every bar.
Basically. But I also feel like it's the gag too. Like, I never ever went to White Castle until I was drunk one night, and all the guys went, and then that became the gag. Like, that was just the goof.
Yep, gotta go to White Castle.
Exactly. It's like, okay.
The last encounter with White Castle I had was playing cards over our friend's house, and Janine's brother, just for pure spite, ordered one of those Crave cases over to the house just to make the house smell like shit. And he
had about 120 of them or whatever.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? He did it just for that reason?
Yeah. So
he handed them out just to piss off the person whose house we were at.
Yeah. So I don't know if you know this, but like White Castle after like 20 minutes or so starts smelling like shit on its own when it starts to cool, and then you give it another hour after that for people who have eaten it, and it starts to work right through their system right away. So they start farting like crazy.
Plus, there were those little chopped onions that are on the burgers. They were like everywhere.
Wait, was the person that he was trying to piss off over 6 feet tall?
Is.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. It's over 6 feet tall?
It's the person who would be pissed off at that.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
On top of that,
I think I remember this now.
White Castle, this would be a great bit if I had any motivation. like whoever makes the first YouTube video of this is gonna have a million hits. It's gonna pay for itself. But in addition to the line at that particular White Castle, they introduced you know how they have the Crave case?
Yes.
Sure.
Now they have what they're calling the Crave Pallet,
Oh God.
which is 6,912 sliders.
Does that feel like a small country? What the hell's the point of
How is
that?
it? How much is that? How much is that?
You could feed
6,000.
fucking Delaware off of this.
6,000 what?
6,912 sliders.
So all right, so they couldn't make that an even 7,000. Fine, but what?
Yeah.
What is this for? The Super Bowl?
I don't know why they came to that conclusion, Frank. You're right. That's an
So
excellent
weird.
point.
That has to be a story behind that or a reason. because
I think they were banking on Trump still being in the White House. Then they would have to cater all his effects.
Hurtful.
that's it.
Hurtful. Now when I tell
Cater all his
everybody,
dinners.
it benefits autism research, it's gonna hurt a little bit.
Does it
more.
really?
Yeah. They have
good then.
they have the Crave case, the Crave clutch, and now the Crave pallet. 6,920 original sliders, and it costs $6,199.
So you get a little
I
break
hope
there.
my brother doesn't hear this. If my brother hears, he's definitely going to buy this and send it to
He would buy it.
our friend's house.
That would be drop it from like a hot air balloon or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Right on his house.
Probably could these days. So you know.
That is. You imagine the White Castle that gets that order? We have to make
Seriously.
almost 7,000 burgers right now for this one guy.
I feel like everybody would quit. I would quit if I was working fast
Yeah.
food joint, and I was like, "What? No, I'm out
I'll
of
make
here."
30 of them, but I'm done after that.
Yeah, I can't have
Ugh,
this.
I'm just thinking of it. I'm getting nauseous. Like I'm getting nauseous thinking of White Castle
even-
smells.
By the time you finished, the first batch that you made, the ones in the bottom of the pallet are going to be
Yeah,
cold
exactly.
and gross.
Yeah,
There's a clock on those things. You can't eat them after. So they just turn into like some kind of mutant.
no
You
shit.
can't mess with them after a certain amount of time.
I think they need like a couple of days notice.
What about the chicken fries? I mean, chicken rings.
If we're talking a pallet of chicken rings, then I'm
That was actually not that bad. Like they
I like
weren't
the chicken
bad, right?
I'm in on the chicken ring.
This is what I love about people. This is what I fucking love about people. Vaccine to stop a global pandemic. I'm not putting that shit in my body, but a fucking chicken ring, and they're like, "Oh, this is delicious."
A chicken shaped. Wait, chicken shaped like a ring. Yeah, I'm sure. There's nothing in
Like
there.
they are in nature. It's the chicken's butthole.
Ugh.
I can't even take it. And finally, Edward was trending on Twitter earlier today because there's a new TikTok trend where people are ordering outlandish shit from Starbucks.
Oh yes.
Like
yes,
crazy
yes.
drink combinations. And this one was for Edward. I'll read these all off to you, but for the audience that's
Tell me.
watching, take a look
Okay.
at that list.
Oh, brother.
I can't see, but tell me what's in it because maybe I'll get it. Go ahead.
That looks like the Starbucks budget. That's like these are line
right.
items, and these are just
That
drink
probably
orders.
tastes great, though.
All right,
Tell me what's in that one. Let's see.
this is VT Venti,
Yep, Venti.
caramel crunch frap, 5 banana. Is that like banana flavor?
Yep.
Extra caramel drizzle, extra whip, extra ice, extra cinnamon dolce topping, 7 pumps added of dark caramel sauce, extra
I'm in so
caramel
far.
crunch, 1 pump honey blend, extra salted BTR. I don't even know what that
Bowel
is.
Okay.
movement by the chicken ring.
5 pumps of frap roast coffee, 7 added frap chips, heavy cream, double blended. What a prick. Double blended.
Douche.
Well, I'll tell you something. I'll tell you a little secret. This is a
Wait,
little
I don't think he's
inside
done. Are you
information too. Oh, you're done, right?
That's it.
Okay.
Go ahead, tell us the secret.
Starbucks employees hate making frappuccinos. They absolutely hate making them.
Why?
They take longer and it's more annoying to clean out than a regular drink because you have to use the blender and you have to use, well, obviously like all the ingredients that go in there. It's just annoying to make, and they just hate making them.
They should pull the old. They should pull the old McDonald's. Yeah, the ice cream machine's broken. You're like, fuck.
Yeah, exactly.
That thing is never working.
That's never working. It's like when you go to a bartender and you want like a mojito, and they're like, nope, out of mint.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Did you ever try, and I'm sure you guys didn't, ever try one of these like crazy Starbucks insider recipes or no?
Inside? What do you mean?
Like the secret menu?
Yeah.
I didn't know they had one.
No, I feel like maybe once I had one. I think the unicorn frappuccino was a secret menu item that I ordered once as an on-air bit that we did like 20 years ago. But
why did you ever have one?
I did. I had one. It's a hot drink when you're sick. You're supposed to drink this. And it did make me feel better for a little bit. And I was like, okay, maybe this works. And then I also had some kind of, this is years ago.
They drop a couple of Advils in there.
It was like put this in here. Yeah. It was like another drink. It was pink. It was not the pink drink because there is a pink drink you could get, but it was a different pink drink.
Pepto-Bismol?
It wasn't for me.
Yeah.
But now I see that there's coming out with more like secret coffee ones, which I want to try.
I wish I was a better person, but you give me a secret menu item and I'm fucking all in for that. There's something exciting. There's something thrilling about it.
Yeah, I agree. It's like, ooh, this is like
a little inside knowledge.
Yeah. Is that an Italian thing? Like this fell off the truck kind of?
Exactly.
Or is that an everybody thing?
Oh my God, now I have to have this.
Yeah.
I have to have this now. Yeah.
So now there's like an understood secret menu at Starbucks? So like every Starbucks has this secret menu? Or is it some of them?
There's certain drinks that are secret items that everybody knows. But like this guy and other people, like someone will read this now and take it to their local Starbucks and say, I want this, this, and this, and this, and this.
Right. Because it'll become
I want the Edward.
It'll become the Ed. Right. So here's another one because now they're finding more and more of these.
Ooh, tell me.
This one is the Muhammad. Look at this.
Oh.
That's even
You're
longer.
Not gonna read that.
That's insane.
I'll read it quick.
So I wonder how they do it. Like, do they? The guy doesn't memorize it.
No, they bring it. They bring
write
actual
it down.
TikTok.
Well, a lot of these you can just set it up on your phone and order through the app.
Yeah.
Right.
That too.
Just click all the things. Yeah.
This is a venti trad misto. Sugar, extra 2% milk, extra heavy cream, extra whip, stevia. Add cold foam, 3 pumps honey blend, cocoa powder, vanilla SC cold foam, vanilla powder, 3 pumps caramel sauce, equal 2 pumps of vanilla in a venti cup, 3 pumps caramel syrup, 2 pumps classic syrup, 4 pumps toffee nut syrup, extra cream with light room, 1 pump cinnamon dolce syrup, 3 pumps white mocha, 2 pumps raspberry syrup, 4 pump vanilla, 1 pump of cinnamon dolce, 1 nutmeg powder, triple, it just says. Is that a triple shot, Janine?
Mm-hmm.
3 pumps hazelnut syrup, 3 pumps mocha, caramel drizzle, mocha drizzle, extra whole milk, extra non-fat milk.
And an EpiPen.
That's just, first of all, that's
a lot of sugar. Like that's way
diabetes
too much sugar
in a cup.
for 3 shots.
This
stevia and equal.
This should be called How to Murder a Diabetic. Look at this one. This one looks disgusting. This is a green drink. I'm not into these matcha drinks. You like the matcha shit?
No.
What's a matcha? Nothing. What's a matcha with you? I had to.
Oh, Frank, I hate you, Frank.
I had to do that.
You don't remember the Matcha Man in wrestling? That's basically...
Oh, God, no.
No, honestly, what is it? What's a matcha?
Matcha's like a kind of tea, but it's like a green powder that they just put right in. It's not like in a tea bag.
I'm not into that.
It's the best way I could describe it. It's just like kind of like a tea, but there's a distinct taste to it. This is a venti green tea CRMFR. Again with the banana shots, blonde affogato add shot, cascara topping, 2 pumps.
I forgot to add a shot.
2 pumps honey blend, X cocoa powder, 1 pump pineapple ginger syrup, chocolate powder, 1 pump caramel syrup, 1 pump vanilla, 2 added Frappuccino chips, non-fat, pump classic syrup, 1 pump toffee nut syrup, 1 pump pumpkin sauce, double blended, pump white mocha, 2 matcha powder, 1 pump raspberry syrup, 1 pump cinnamon dolce syrup, extra vanilla powder, extra cinnamon powder, 1 pump hazelnut syrup, extra nutmeg powder, 2 shots, extra 2 shots, caramel drizzle, mocha drizzle, extra whip, extra ice, extra pumpkin topping, extra cinnamon dolce topping.
I feel like after a while, you're not going to taste half of that.
No.
You know, after a certain point, it's just a mess of stuff in there. It's nothing. You're not going to taste half of it. It's like, what's the point of putting that 1 pump of pumpkin bullshit in it? You're probably not going to taste it.
I mean, combining pineapple ginger syrup with raspberry, pumpkin, and chocolate.
I was just gonna say you can't combine those flavors together. No, sorry.
Maybe it works in a matcha.
I would print out this little ticket, put it on the cup. In the cup, put a piece of paper that just says "fuck you," and that's what I would hand this asshole if they ordered this thing.
I'd put regular coffee in the thing with a little milk and say, "Here's your fucking drink. This is what you're getting."
Frank would never do that in his life.
You order this bullshit. If it was my last day on the job, I'd probably do that.
Yeah, problem is they got halfway decent for a part-time job. They got halfway decent medical over there at Starbucks. That's why everybody's making these things for these people.
I wonder what that costs with all that shit in it.
That's a good question. I don't know.
That's like a $25 drink.
Easy, because mine turns out to be like $9 a drink, and I don't get half of it. I get
what the hell do you get?
Mine's very simple. I like a iced caramel macchiato. First of all, I do half the pumps because I don't like all that sugary shit. I just like a little bit of flavor, and I'll do like an extra shot. And that thing is like fucking $7.50.
Man,
no, it's not that much, is it?
Yeah, well, I get the big one. I Daddy needs a lot of go juice.
Oh, so I guess you get the venti one with
Yeah.
That's crazy stuff. It's like out of control with this coffee now. It's not coffee anymore.
Back in your day.
How fucking old are you?
Coffee anymore. Well, I'm for it. It's just ridiculous. It's just an insane amount of stuff.
I can't wait to get to the part where we should only have to pay a nickel for a movie. That's always my favorite.
Listen, those were the days, baby.
I used to go for a quarter. I used to go for pizza with a quarter, come back with 10 cents.
Hey, you go to the movies for a nickel, you get a newsreel, you get 2 feature shows, and you got change. You got change to ride the trolley back home.
We joke around, but do you remember when your grandfather first told you he used to pay 5 cents for a movie, and you were a kid? You were like, "Holy shit, that's amazing!"
That is amazing. Can you imagine that?
You were blown on 10 cents for an ice cream. You were blown away by that shit.
Then again, you made like $12 a week.
Yeah.
So
that would be the downside.
That's the downside.
It's right. So it all evens out.
It all evens out.
My mother still can't believe that pizza is $3 for a regular slice now. Like she just can't get over that. She's just
not in the city.
I can't
dollar
believe
slice,
that.
Baby.
Yeah. Oh God, those dollar.
Do you
slice
go to those
places.
dollar slice places?
I never did.
A couple when I'm drunk.
My father did, but
they're not terrible. It's like $1. You get a dollar slice and like $1.50 for a soda. You get 2 slices and a soda. You're set.
There you go.
And then
here's the thing, though. Not every pizza place in the city is good. Like there's
what's good. Yeah, and what's good about it is they fly out, so it's not like it's sitting there pizza. You know.
Yeah, it's true. They do.
At least it's
there's always lines.
Yeah, It's not old shit sitting there. It's just they're constantly making it. The line is ridiculous at these places.
Is there anything better than finding a new pizza place that's just great?
Oh, there is nothing better.
I'm in that bliss right now. I found this new place. I can't fucking get enough of this place.
Is it near work?
Yeah.
Can you tell me the place?
It's right off the
Does it start with G?
No, it starts with an S, and it's right off Sunrise Highway. No free plugs on this show. Damn it. It is fucking great. It's great.
Good stuff.
I'm very picky with my pizza. So
is it Sbarro?
No, it's not Sbarro. That and sushi. When you find a sushi spot that's really good, because I feel like all sushi goes down after a little while. I don't know what that is. Every great sushi place I've ever found, like after it's not. There's
one place. I agree with you, but there's one place here on the island that has 2 locations that is consistently good for the past 8 years that I've been here.
I'll hold on tight to that place, Janine.
Sushi
Starts with a K.
What is it? God, tell me.
Can I say the name?
Yeah.
It's called Kotobuki.
I might have to bleep that out, or else we're gonna. They're not gonna let this fly in Japan.
It's called Shmoto Shmuki.
Good save.
Is it good? Yeah, because every sushi place I fall in love with, eventually at some point,
doesn't last.
It goes downhill. Everything gets smaller. It doesn't taste as good anymore. I don't know what happens, but
you're gonna think I'm nuts, but I'm gonna say it. You're gonna think, oh, you're out of your mind. The sushi that they have, at my supermarket.
Oh,
they make it fresh right there.
Oh no, I can't.
They make it right there, fresh, and it's not bad. It's not like it's sitting on a shelf. They got it right there in the fridge. A guy makes it, puts it right in the fridge, and I grab it. It's good. It's, it's not it's sitting in a restaurant, but the guy's making it right in front of me, and he's got everything looks fresh, smells fresh. It's all made right there in front of me. It's good stuff.
I thought you were going to say at P.F. Chang's. And when you said supermarket, I wasn't as disappointed, but I'm still disappointed.
It's all right.
I have to confess something.
Mm-hmm.
I do like P.F. Chang's, and I don't really like Chinese food, and I like P.F. Chang's. Okay,
I love Chinese food.
That is the one thing that you.
Janine, that's what P.F. Chang's is for. It's for people who don't really like Chinese food.
I think you're right.
I love Chinese food.
What do you like at P.F. Chang's?
Go ahead.
I like the Kung Pao chicken.
Mm-hmm.
That's very good. Mm-hmm.
I don't like peanuts in my food.
And they have like this like rock shrimp. Oh, it's really good too.
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm going to have to go there because I haven't been there in so long. Thank you.
I agree with Frank, by the way. Were the Chinese the first ones to be like, let's throw some of these peanuts into some food and see what we get?
Yeah, right. Let's just see if people like this or not.
Yeah. I don't know if they were, but that was a gamble that paid off for sure.
Yeah. You take the peanuts out of my Kung Pao chicken, I'm a happier guy. I don't know why they have that doesn't.
Oh, wait, you said you don't like peanuts?
I don't, yeah.
Oh, I thought you said you do.
Guess what? No. I don't like it. I don't like it either, really. I won't really eat them.
I mean, they're in there. I'll eat them, but if they were out of there, I'd be like, this is a lot better.
You know what I do? And I don't know if this is weird, but this is why my wife and I will never get divorced, because she tolerates this kind of behavior. I get my General Tso's chicken dry as hell. I tell them I want it dry. And
what do you mean?
Why?
I don't like it when it's like swimming in sauce. I like it when it's like crunchy, like when you take a bite of it and it's got that little bit of crunch on the outside. If it's swimming in sauce, it gets soggy.
I understand that.
What'd you say?
Why you hiccup it? How much do you hiccup after then?
Hiccup? No, I don't hiccup.
Yeah, because it's so dry.
No, I love it. I love it.
You know what I've gotten into
with
that? It's garlic sauce.
Oh,
whatever I get like the vegetables and garlic sauce, and I just go to town. It's amazing.
Yeah,
go to town on it. Oh,
go to town, baby.
See, I'm not like a big Chinese food person, but they did open up a new Chinese place, and it's modern, and it's not cooked in bed oil, and I believe it's air fried.
Is that like on the door? We don't have bed oil here.
It's I believe it's air fried actually.
Ooh.
And I was like, let's just try this one day. And you know what? It was pretty good. But if you're looking for traditional Chinese, no. But they have like chicken and broccoli. They have General Tso's chicken. But it's right next to PDQ actually.
Oh, we're going.
Oh, is that right? I feel like we must have seen it then.
Yep.
What's it called? Should we do another plug?
Maybe we should just go there. I'll tell you what.
Exactly.
I'll tell you what too. I love the really like the hardcore dumpling places. Like this is kind of a new thing that's going around where you just get like there's just like 47 dumplings on the menu.
They have it here too in Babylon.
You get a good soup dumpling going. Oh man,
I don't think I've ever had like one of those. I've never been to one of those places.
Oh, so good. It is so good.
This place, people love their dumplings.
You know what I hate? A long time ago when I was, I don't know, a teenager or something, I got Chinese food, and it was the first time I had, I guess, from this place or whatever it was, but in the fried rice, bean sprouts.
Oh, I hate them.
Oh man, I didn't expect it. I didn't know what it was. I took a big scoop of rice. I put it in my mouth, and it felt like there was a worm in my mouth because I didn't expect it. I pulled this thing out, and it was that long white bean sprout thing.
Yeah.
Like, what in the hell? And it just grossed me out from then on. And anytime there's bean sprouts
Frank.
in anything, thank you.
I don't like them either. They're disgusting.
Oh,
no,
people don't know.
They
what
probably
you're talking
taste
about.
fine. I don't know what but
no,
I
don't like it either. I don't like it either.
Yeah, it's a textural thing or something. But from that one experience, they taste. It's like having a worm in my mouth. It's gross.
Yes, I agree. It's disgusting.
See, you get
Caught me off guard.
A good pad thai. It's got bean sprouts. It's got peanuts in there. Delicious.
And I like pad thai. I like is that Vietnamese?
No.
Thai.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But I like Thai food. Spicy stuff. I like that kind of thing. But for some reason, bean sprouts, they rub me the wrong way. From that one experience.
What was that place in the city that my uncle took us to? The Chinese place.
I like Thai food. I'll have that over anything.
Thai food's good.
Yeah.
There's a place right by me that I maybe yet to try.
My uncle one time took me, I'll see if I can find out. Took me into, what was the Chinese food place you guys took us to a couple of years ago?
It was in Manhattan?
It was in Manhattan, and it was in an awful, like I was fearing for my life. And I think that plays into it because when you eat, you're just so happy to be alive. And you're like, this is delicious. But it was so good. And it was, when I tell you, it was like you think about now, we keep 6 feet apart. Think of the most crowded subway car you've ever been on and like double it. Like it was so.
And then everybody's eating.
And everybody is eating, but the food was so good. And it was like dumplings. And they had this weird, remember there was it was in like a bread. It was not a pizza, but it was like you don't think bread when you think of Chinese food, but they made this it was like a long, thin, like pan dumpling that they would slice in triangles just like a pizza. And you ate it and it was fucking to die for. It was so
Road
good.
Trip.
It was so good that there would be nights that we'd be going into the city again on my uncle's dime, bless his heart, and he'd be taking us to this big fancy place, and we'd be sitting there thinking, "Boy, if we went to that hole in the wall Chinese food place where we almost died, that would be just as good." Like if we.
That's funny.
Yeah, I want to say it was like Vivian's or something crazy like that, but again, like you have to have a knife or a weapon on you to go into this.
Oh, I like it.
And it was like 11 o'clock at night. I think we went.
Oh, I'll go.
Road trip. Let's go.
It was before we got married. Yeah, and it was a typical New York City crowd where it's like you got NYU students next to homeless people next to like a billionaire.
I like it.
Also, it was downtown.
Vanessa's.
Exactly.
I was close. Vanessa's on Eldridge Street. There you go. Free plug for Vanessa's.
Where the hell that is?
If you're ever in the city.
We get a lot of free plugs tonight.
We
in
really
the village.
I don't
It's
know.
at Schmanesh's.
All right. She's drunk.
I can't believe you don't like Chinese food though, Janine. Where did that come from?
I don't know. I'm really not a big Chinese food person. Obviously, my brother is. I think you guys know that. He could have it probably 3 nights a week. Me, I'm just like.
I don't know anything that your brother doesn't like to eat.
That's true.
All right.
But yeah, I'm just not a big fan of it.
I don't even know why. I was out late one night, pulled an all-night. I don't even know what. I get a text or call from your brother. I got tickets to the Met game, like four rows off the field. You want to go? I don't think either of us have slept. You were in the hospital? Yeah, my wife was in the hospital at the time. I was like, if it'll get me out of visiting her, I'll go.
Nice.
Was she having the baby?
She was having a baby. She was having her first baby.
You told her, look for me on TV. I'll be waving from the 4th row.
I said, honey, our future son would have wanted me to go to the game. That's, I think, how I got it. Anyway, he goes, come on. It was a day game. Summertime, hot as balls. He's like, I'll pick you up. Picks me up. And he goes, I just got to make one stop.
God.
All right. Now, there's this place in my old neighborhood. I grew up in an Italian neighborhood. Italian is all hell. But there was this Chinese food place in there that was like revered by all. And it was one of those nice places where like you had to go and order like the $35 poo-poo platter, and it was like worth it because it was just phenomenal. And they had really good lo mein. Your brother orders a lo mein because he's coming off of a hangover or still drunk. Let's not, go back too far. But so he's like, I got to get a lo mein. So I'm like, okay. And I'm thinking they're not going to let you have a lo mein, bring a lo mein into the thing. No, he ate it while he was driving.
I've seen him do that
on the Van Wyck Expressway on the way to fucking City Field. Hung over.
I bet he had like a sausage and peppers at City Field or something too.
He did. But out of all the food you're going to eat while driving, lo mein is not.
No. Let me just tell you something. I've seen him eat everything while driving. And lo mein is, yes, I've seen him. I won't even tell you what happened once when we went to this famous Chinese place that you're talking about.
Tell me. But I'll say this. For as much as I criticize him just now, I'm still here to tell the story. So clearly we got there.
He knows what he's doing, I guess.
You're proud of him. You're proud of him is what you're saying.
I was a little prouder to call him my friend after that was all said and done. Yeah, I was.
Well, obviously he loved this place, so he used to always go to it. And one night, me, him, my husband, and his girlfriend, but now wife at the time, we were drinking in the city.
Wait, did you say his girlfriend, but my wife at the time?
No.
Close
now
enough.
Wife. Yeah, exactly.
Now wife. I thought you said my wife.
Now
Sorry.
wife.
Go ahead.
Go to
my wife.
We're drinking, and we coming home, and we were drunk. Nick was wasted. I mean. He's like, I want to go get Chinese food. And like you said, this is not really a place that, like it's like hole in the wall where they have like those red plastic tables and chairs. This is like.
It was, like a nice sit down.
It's a restaurant.
Like you need a reservation on like a Saturday night to get in.
Like they charge $5 for a Coke if you go and sit in there.
Right.
I don't even remember how we got to the place because we lived in the neighborhood next to it. Well, he was so drunk that he threw up. We had soup. I don't know why. I guess he ate his soup and then threw up in his soup dish.
Threw up in his soup?
It's convenient.
Yes, threw up in his soup dish. Okay.
Hey, look, there's a bowl right here.
Oh God.
We weren't kicked out. I mean, I don't even know what he was saying. And he threw up again into another dish. And one of our friends met us there. And he was just like, how is this guy acting like this? Is he for real? And, my brother was talking to the owner. Come here, like.
That sounds like him.
Yeah.
That's exactly. And it was just like, I was like, we're never going to be allowed back in here again, are we? And I don't even like Chinese food, but I like this place. So I don't even know how we're going to be allowed back. We were, but it was just so embarrassing. Oh, and then he did throw up in his cup too, I believe.
So three separate throw-ups?
That's a waste of money.
Well, because, remember how it was like, oh, you know how you found out that celebrities had a platinum card? You know, and then they like found out that like, no, the black card is like the card. He had like the black card for this place. He must have put so much money through that place. They probably, he could have probably taken a dump on the floor and they would have just cleaned it up and let him continue eating.
Hey, as long as he's spending a gajillion dollars. It's
best customer ever. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, really.
We got to get your brother on this show one day. Just to do, actually both. We should really do. We got to find out whenever National Brothers Day is, and just have your brothers come on and
really
share stories, share famous brother stories.
That's fine. My brother would do it.
We were talking about, I forget what, or I overheard people talking about accidentally shitting yourself, and it made me for whatever reason that makes me laugh so hard. Like, I've come across a couple of TikToks where like a guy will try and fart on his wife and then like accidentally shit himself, and it's the funniest thing ever.
It is funny. That is funny stuff.
And I just couldn't help but think of Frank's brother and how many times he's either shit himself or almost shit himself.
So you're assuming that it was accidental.
It's just always so funny.
I'm sure with my brother too that's happened.
There are a lot of stories with my brother and that.
They have so
Is
many.
it really?
A lot, yeah.
Yeah, he's got a lot of great. Frank's brother is legendary at the "I shit myself" or "almost shit myself" story. It's always hysterical. It's just always hysterical.
It's a guarantee. He's got to come on and you got to do a whole segment with him.
Yeah, please. Now I'm going to ask in the group text.
There's the bodega story always makes me laugh when he
Blockbuster. The walking home and never mind. There's a lot.
I want to tell the Blockbuster one so bad, but it's really his story. He's got to come on and do it.
He'll bring it home.
Oh my God. Funny stuff. Funny stuff. All right. Any final thoughts? Are we good?
Yeah, I'm good. Had a good time.
Now I'm grossed out and I want to look at Chinese food for a long time.
I'm actually kind of hungry.
All right. We'll leave it there. Don't forget to visit anthonyonair.com for all our links, including to our shop with all the mugs and the hats and the shirts and everything else, bags. We got a whole bunch of great stuff there. And when you buy some merch, you help support the podcast for sure. So shop anthonyonair.com. Was that a strength maneuver or what was
that?
Showing off the guns?
Yeah.
Gun show.
That way you go to get to the gun store.
Sun's out, guns out. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching and or listening. Appreciate you guys. Again, anthonyonair.com has all those links, and we'll catch you